Today we're going to make some really nice tasty chicken. Now what we're going to do is chop the chicken up, make it into nice small pieces, and then what we're going to do is marinate it with salt and some garlic, some sliced up garlic, dip it into flour, and then we're going to fry it. Now the purpose of this video is not to show you how to chop up a chicken. What I would recommend is if you buy a chicken from a butcher's, you can ask him or her to actually cut it right down into nice small pieces for you, and it makes your life easy. So I'm just going to chop my chicken. I'm just going to cut it like so. Pull that back. So I've got a whole chicken, and what I've done is I've cut the breasts and I've cut the legs off, the wings, and chopped it down into fairly small pieces. Now what we're going to do is to season this with salt, and then we're going to add some slices of garlic. Now with the garlic, I'm actually using a good handful. There's about 6-7 garlics there. They're sort of medium sized. So what I'm going to do is peel off this skin, and then I'm going to chop them up into little slices. So I've got all the garlic sliced up nice and fine. Now what I'm going to do is take this out of the way, and we're just going to add the garlic to the chicken. And we're going to mix it up with our hands. And before we do that, add some salt. You can add a little bit of pepper if you want. Just going to turn that around, mix this all together. We don't need to add any oil or anything like that, just literally like this. And again, add a little bit more salt on there. Get all those flavours. And then I'm just literally going to leave this. You can put a bit of cellophane over if you want. You know, leave it for about half an hour for all those flavours just to intensify with it. Simple as that. So I'm going to put a bit of cellophane on there and leave it. So I've just put a bit of cellophane over there, so what I'm going to do is move that aside and say leave that for a while, and we're going to pop some plain flour in here, and I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper seasoning to it, like so. And then we're going to add a bit of salt seasoning to that. It's always worth seasoning everything, and just add a little bit of black pepper to it. Like so. Just give that a little stir around, and that's ready to dip the chicken in just before we start cooking. Now I left my chicken for about half an hour just to sort of marinate and intensify those flavours. Now what we're now going to do is to dip the chicken into the flour, and then we're going to put it into the pan. Now I've got the pan on a sort of medium heat to start with. Put a reasonable amount of oil in there. I'm just using sunflower oil, but obviously you can use any oil you like. Now, first of all, got a chicken leg. These sort of things are going to take the longest. Now what you can do if you want is you can actually put some little cuts in the chicken leg itself just before we put it in the pan, because this kind of helps to, you know, cook it a bit easier. Shake off the flour, and when the oil's hot we're just going to put those in. Okay, we've got the oil, it's nice and hot now, so just shake off any excess, and we'll literally just pop that in like so. And again, do another one. You can always just cut it randomly really if you want to just sort of help to make sure it's cooked. I mean the thing is, obviously the bigger pieces of chicken are the ones that are going to take longest, so try and put those in first. That's it. Let me just pop that one in as well. Again, just put these ones with a bit of flour, and I'm just going to do that until we've got a pan full really. I mean ideally try and get a big pan and do as much as you can, because you don't want to be spending all day cooking. I mean it's going to take a little while. You've really got to cook the chicken and get it nice and brown on the outside, so I'm just going to pop those in, and I'm going to do that for all the rest. Okay, I've only been cooking about 5 minutes really. I'm just going to flip them over, because you want to build up the colour so they're nice and sort of brown on the outside. I'm not going to tell you how long to cook these, because really you've got to make sure they're thoroughly cooked, and some bits, you know, are bigger and they're going to take longer. I mean it could take 20 or 30 minutes for some of these big bits, so just keep it on a sort of a medium heat and just try and build up that colour and make sure it's all really cooked inside. I mean, when you think the chicken's done, you can always pull a bit out and just chop it with a knife to make sure that it's thoroughly cooked all the way through, because it is one of those meats that you do need to cook properly. So I'm just going to carry on cooking this and build that colour up and get all those delicious flavours in there from the garlic. I've been cooking for just over 10 minutes now. So again, turn them over regularly. I'd say every 5 minutes or so really. Smelling good. That's it. That's it, look lovely. So I'm just going to carry on cooking and wait until they're all really nicely done. Now I reckon I've finished cooking mine, so we're just going to have a look at the colour. Check that one out. Look at that. Beautiful colour. That's what we're looking for. So try and get that nice colour all the way round, and that should be cooked. So I've been cooking for about 25 minutes on the big bits. Obviously the smaller bits will take a lot less time, but we're doing the big bits first. So they're done, and I'm now going to carry on doing the rest of it. I finished cooking mine, so I'm going to take them out. I'm just going to put them on a bit of paper tissue, and I'm going to leave the garlic behind because we don't need the garlic. You know, we've got the flavours out of it. We just want to get the meat now and drain them off on a bit of paper tissue. So I'm going to do that with the rest of them, and then I'm going to serve them up. They're going to be absolutely delicious. Now I've just served mine up, and I've put them on a bit of paper tissue to get the oil off. Now what I want to do is check that they're cooked. So try and pick a big piece and just pull it apart, and you'll see that's nicely cooked. You know, there's no red, no... Let me try that. Looks delicious. Oh, that's yummy. Absolutely yummy. You've got nice little ones like this. That is really yummy. I'm going to try that bit. I really hope you enjoy it.